Hello, I am Zahirul Alam. Welcome you all on Frankly Speaking. Our guest today is Jens Lykkegaard, Director, Partner and Chairman of Board of Global Business Solutions, GBS, a Denmark-based supplier of IT consultancy services, which specializing in Microsoft technologies like ERP system, Microsoft Dynamics AX, NAV, and Microsoft XAL and C5. In fact, GBS is among the few suppliers in Denmark that offer competences in different Microsoft Dynamics. It aims to be their favorite IT partner of private and public companies when IT comes to IT advice and implementation of global solutions based on Microsoft technologies and IT solutions. GBS was established in 1999, headquartered in the suburbs of Copenhagen, that is in Denmark, and it has two other sections in Germany. Jens Lykkegaard is responsible for international operation of GBS. Welcome, Jens Lykkegaard, on Frankly Speaking.
Thank you very much, Sir. Pleasure that I could.
Yeah, my pleasure too. Jens, I know that you have some collaborations with your Bangladeshi partner in IT sector. So first of all, I'd be interested to know about what are the issues behind of your coming in Bangladesh? What brought you in Bangladesh especially?
Yeah, first of all, we had a program in Denmark, the Danish authorities, and we were a consultant about that. And at the same time, the different European governments are doing a hard job here in Bangladesh to assist the country in being up to international standards like we are, to make your company help yourself and be competitive against all the other competition that happens from China, Vietnam, India, etc. So you are not behind. So it's very important for the Western world that Bangladesh comes up on same level and can be just as competitive as the other regions out here. In that process, we met a Bangladesh company, or several in fact, after analyzing and after the Danish authorities and governments had analyzed the market, we were so lucky that we found a business model that made it very interesting for us to establish our Asian headquarter here in Bangladesh.
So you are talking about the IT sector. So what kind of IT consultancy or what kind of services you are being extended or rendered to your customers, especially the third world countries like Bangladesh?
Yeah, first of all, we want to export knowledge from Bangladesh to Western.
Okay.
So that is the first thing. And I've had the pleasure here to be a guest speaker at a couple of times of some of your marvelous universities you have. And there is a really, really high level of brightness among your young people. They're very, very skilled, very talented. But the difference in your education systems is very much that you have to fund it yourself, where from the Western, a lot of us has a more broader education. That means beside of knowing about technology and learning about that, we also learn about business processes at the same time. In Bangladesh, unfortunately, due to the sponsoring system, you only learn one of these things, which means that you still have a lack of a platform of understanding what it is that you, in our world, for example, has to develop.
So in which areas you have to forge assistance or collaborations or partnership in Bangladesh with Denmark or with your company?
First of all, we wish to use your very, very talented developers.
Okay.
So what we will use is that we will use our consultants in the Western world, in Europe, which knows of business knowledge on very high level.
Do you find enough developers in Bangladesh in IT sector?
There is a lot. There is a lot of very talented developers in the IT tech.
So how to exploit them? How to make best use of the developers in IT sector?
What we will do is that we will define the tasks where the customers are, which means in America and in Europe, and then we will use developers in America and in Europe to specify what has to be developed, and then we can give the development tasks here to Bangladesh. At the same time, we are fluing in several resources to this region for the moment, educating people here not only in the specific development tasks, but also in business processes. As we also have exported resources from Bangladesh and moved them to my headquarters in Denmark, where we are doing an extensive management training on top of their already knowledge that they have within development. So right now we are exchanging. I'm here in Bangladesh, I'm educating, I have people from my organization, I have people from India, I have people from other countries that comes here to the country right now and educate people so that we meet the expectations of the final customer which exists in the United States or in Europe. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of partnership with the Microsoft, the IT giant, you do have?
First of all, I have been working in a company for many years, where I was one of the initiative people in that company. And we worked with that product through 13 years, more than 13 years, that we finally sold that product to Microsoft. And that is the Microsoft Dynamics platforms today. Mm-hmm. So, and that was the role I had earlier, where I started up Microsoft and ERP operation in 36 countries.
Are you still working with Microsoft?
Today, we are a partner of Microsoft on a very high level. We train Microsoft's own staff. So, in fact, their own product. We do quality assurance on these products. We are closer to the end customers than Microsoft are, because Microsoft has this indirect sales strategy. So therefore, we give them feedback about how the product should develop in the market.
As an IT expert, after your arrival or seeing the current infrastructure and other intellectual status of Bangladesh in IT sector, what are the good sides, or what are the barriers, what are the obstacles stand against developing this sector in Bangladesh? What did you observe on that?
If I start with the good sides,
okay, please.
That is definitely your young people. They are talented. They are hardworking. In my world, the young people are lazy. It comes too easy for them. That is your future. That is this hardworking people. The bad thing, on the other hand, is the worst thing for me as an investor. That is your infrastructure. Okay. There are two very important things in your country that could face that I'm pulling myself out again.
Okay. What are they?
One of them is your electricity. Mm-hmm. You need to be much more stable in the electricity in the market, because when I do service for a very large organization in Europe and I outsource it to be done here in Bangladesh, stability is the key. The other thing is the communication structure. Okay. The speed on internet connections. Okay. The
You're talking about connectivity.
I'm talking about internet connectivity, okay. Highways in the telecom industry, and just to give a picture what really could develop the country a lot. First of all, they should take all the different telecommunication companies, and then they should say, this is one ground where we offer you the place where you can grow on. So we have a kind of a center. Okay. If we have that center, we create competition between them. Around that, you place all your ICT companies that develops, so that they have the high speed very close to where the gateways are. And then around that, you can build the rest of your society. Okay. If you do that, then I would be very satisfied as a supplier, and I would invest even more money in your country.
So, from your experience, how Bangladesh can be developed as a potential IT hub to challenge the meat of the global challenges before the Bangladesh?
I've been working very much in Eastern Europe since the Iron Curtain went down. I've been working for the past 12 years with India in Bangalore. And if we analyze Bangladesh here, what we have achieved in 12 years in Bangalore, I do think we can achieve here in Bangladesh in perhaps only 7 years.
You worked in Bangalore also?
We also work in Bangalore. Okay. not directly with subsidiaries, but with contracted partners where we run outsourcing, but not with an ownership in the company. What we are doing here in Bangladesh is to create an ownership.
But their success is tremendous.
We are doing quite good. We are doing three numbered rates every year on 3 tickets rates every year in our company, yes.
Would you please tell something about your specific partnership? We know that you have a joint venture investment in Bangladesh and so you're working on that right now. So what are the mode of the partnership in Bangladesh and how you plan to go ahead?
What we are doing for the moment is, of course, we are evaluating the resources. That means that we are investing training and resources here. We are training resources in Europe to be sure that what we do invest in, that we get value for money. But we are very, very sure already by now that we do get value for money. Then, of course, we are in a process right now because when we establish ourselves in another country, we do it with a co-investment in the country. It means that we are not investing a company and owe it 100%.
Okay.
We would like, in fact,
it 50-50%?
It will be a 50-50% company that we create here in Bangladesh. So it's equal for both.
Okay.
But that also ensures that the management locally in the country, in fact, has a focus on the same thing as we do far away, which means the bottom line.
So why you have taken this decision to forge a joint venture initiative in Bangladesh? What were the reasons behind?
Several reasons. We have thought for a long time that we want to be established in Asia. And we have done, we were in fact considering to do it either in Pakistan or do it in India.
Okay.
Due to the Danish government initiatives, it appeared that Bangladesh was, we didn't consider it in the beginning, so it was pure luck that this started this way. And I'm amazed what I'm seeing here in the country, positive amazed. But we want to have an Asian representative. And when I look at it, you're a skilled person, your way of, your language, I think you are very, very good in English. So it fits very well to what our demands are.
So you have confidence about the workforce, the graduates, the education standard of Bangladesh, the way it has been planned or orchestrated, that is suitable or conducive for the IT boom in Bangladesh. Do you have any observation?
Halfway.
Halfway. Okay.
Because the young students are good in either business administration or are good in IT. We don't really find the young people which has interest in both. The problem is today you cannot invent anything if you don't know what you are going to invent up against. So either you have to be a good gamer to develop gaming solutions, like you have to be a good accountant to develop accounting solutions.
Okay.
So that's what we are looking for, and what we would like to do some collaboration with universities here in Bangladesh. So we, in fact, like we have in the Western world, have these kind of combined classes where the IT resources also, or the IT graduates, they also have an insight in business administration.
Where we need to focus in developing our IT graduates?
They need to have more.
From policymakers' end.
Policymakers, we need to make some combined educations so that it's not only IT, because that do not add value in itself.
Okay. The other areas, especially the infrastructural side, you know, this is the age of information superhighway. So in infrastructure side, we see a fiber optic cable has been set up in recent past, and one more fiber optic cable is on the way. The authorities are planning to set up another fiber optic cable. So do you think these initiatives will help Bangladesh in the coming days?
Definitely it will. The only thing is that we need to place an infrastructure that close to these fiber optics, that we also have the IT industry around that fiber optics. it would still be hard if you have the fiber optics coming in here in Dhaka, and then 200 kilometers out in the country you have an IT company. That would be a little bit hard to bring the fiber optic the last way. So to cut down the cost, and more important, to keep up the speed in the development, because I only give Bangladesh 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years, if you're not acting right now, I have to say my investment will be in China.
Okay.
Because then there will be so much, there is so much progress, so much investment in China, in Vietnam, in other countries. So the Bengalese government and industry must act right now. There is no time for waiting.
So in terms of attracting more investment, more joint venture initiative, what needs to be done right now from the government side?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
And one more thing. We also provide products out here, so also legislation about international intellectual property rights. Of course, we also need some secureness that we protect that. And here I think that if the Bengalese government do something about that, you will have an advantage up against China, for example, because here we still are a little bit insecure as foreign investors into the country. Just 14 days ago, just 1 week ago, I heard from one of my colleagues that suddenly their visas has expired, so now they are not allowed to have the long-time foreign resources in the country, probably because of the Olympic Games and other things, but it makes it unstable. It makes it unsecure for us to invest. We need security.
You know, Jens, that we have so many challenges, so many problems, especially reducing our poverty in terms of employment generation. So do you believe that the IT sector initiatives can generate more employment or can scale up our efforts of reducing poverty in Bangladesh?
I definitely do. That is the whole idea with what we did, what we do, what the different governments are doing. We did that in India, started that 12 years ago. And what is the reality is that if we, in our Western culture, looks on a university graduate.
Okay.
A university graduate generates, in terms, jobs for more than 100 people. So that specialist knowledge creates in all different kinds of things, not necessarily in the company itself, but from nurseries, from all different kind of things, or influencers. One university graduate generates approximately 100 people. So imagine that we are taking, what we're doing right now is that we are taking, let us just take a figure, 10 people and educate them. These 10 people can, within a half year, educate 100 more. And all those that they are educated is the highly skilled people, which creates added value for the foreign investors. And they will, each of them, generate 100 people's other job.
Yes.
This is very, very big numbers we're talking about.
Very big number, yeah.
Focus.
What should the government do to develop this sector? The IT sector, what should the Bangladesh government?
They should create the infrastructure. They should ensure security in power plants. They should ensure access to fiber optics for reasonable prices within a community where the right, like we do in Europe, where we create around the universities, where we also place our private sector.
But you know, it needs a huge amount of money. Where from will the money come?
They will come from us as well. If we are investing, we are, as a foreign investor, we are investing into your country. So of course there will also come money from us, but before our money comes, protect our intellectual property right. That means legislation. We need to have a cash out of our money. So we are not going to build up your buildings if your infrastructure is not ready, if the cable is not here, if the power plant is not here, if these things are not here.
Thank you very much, Jens, for being with us and making time.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very much. Dear viewers, as our guest Jens said, that the first basis for cooperation is competence and quality. In business, the customers require professional and experienced assistance, straightforward dialogue and good initiative, especially infrastructural initiative. We hope Bangladesh's IT solutions in IT sector should go hand in hand with international business know-how, with proper policy support from government side and collaborations both in private and public sector. We thank you for watching and see you on next program. Until then, do take care and bye-bye.